And it's going to be Gressfond to open. Nice, nice. All right, so bottom right, we have a Clem. Clem, just a fantastic Terran player. I mean, obviously, you guys know who Clem is. In the top left, Astrea, #1 from NA. You know, I think Astrea sometimes puts out like an amazing PvT where like, damn, this guy really knows. He's really doing it. But occasionally he takes damage early on and just kind of falls apart. That's actually how Clem kind of plays. He looks for the early damage. And once he starts to get an edge... I was talking about this. I think I talked about it a little bit at I Am Katowice, and then I talked about it for sure at Gamers Without Borders that I did that online cast, if you guys watch that. About how with Clem, I feel like he might be the best tempo player in the world. Once he gets an edge on someone, I think he's maybe the best person at closing it out of everybody. I think I'm not wrong on that. So yeah, anyways, I find that to be a very interesting trait. That's like that's a superpower. Either way, we got to mention I got my my scrolling advertisement here. Thank you, Mapu. And this is a 2-gate opener. So this is very interesting. 2-gate cybernetics core into Nexus. Now, this is part of the thing that I love about Astrea, because Astrea really, like I was talking about before, he really thinks about the game for himself. He doesn't just copy people. He doesn't just take common knowledge and utilize it. He really comes up with his own stuff. So here he's gone for the double gate. So I'm guessing that Pylon finishes. Yeah, he's going to go ahead and get out 2 Adepts. Now, Clem's going to scout that and be like, oh, that's weird. And look at this. He takes the SCV off the command center and starts the bunker. I love it. That is a high-level move. Like, that is you saying, okay, this could fuck me up. Let's fix this immediately. Make sure that bunker is up. Now, I'm very interested to see where he goes next with this, right? Like, we have 2 Adepts shading across the map. 2 more are being made. I feel like what we're going to see here is just like 4 Adepts sitting at the back of the natural and just denying the command center. That's kind of feels that way, right? Like, or denying the mining at minimum. Because once you get up to something like 4 Adepts, like they need a serious amount of units to actually kind of deal with that. Okay, cancels that one. The 5 Marines were out to punish. Didn't get this there quickly enough to stop the command center. Twilight on the way. He's going up to 6 Adepts now. Dude, this is fascinating. This is giving me, like, not exactly, but almost vibes of Classic. A little bit. Which actually would make some sense just based on... I remember at Katowice, Classic got a shitty score for, like, versatility. When actually he's like the most versatile Protoss of all time, and he actually even commented on that. But yeah, Astrea is one of the most versatile Protosses too. Has so many different builds. Here you see him finishing that shade, picking off a few Marines, picking off a few SCVs. Nice micro there. Yeah, he's gonna end up losing these now. Unfortunate, but he picked off a fair amount. Shades a couple more into the natural. Good targeting. Good targeting. Gets 3 more SCVs or 2 more SCVs. Ooh, just barely gets that one out. Blink is on the way, as well as Robo. We have the Robo coming up. 3rd base getting ready. You know. Okay, so... Oh, dude. Like, I was gonna... When I saw the other units coming up from behind, I'm like, if there's 2 more Stalkers there, you might get the fucking medevac, which would be insane. You kill that medevac, man, the game is yours. Anyways, so one thing I want to mention about this, and I don't know if this is something that Astrea brought into this match, like thinking about, but I did mention that when Clem gets a little bit of a damage edge early on, that's where he really shines. If he's dictating the flow of the early game, it seems like he's unbeatable. When I cast, when I watch him, that's what it seems like, at least, right? And I'm sure to a lot of players it feels like that. But the fact that Astrea did something a little bit out of the ordinary, outside the box, and applied a bunch of pressure and actually got like an okay amount of SCVs, an okay amount of Marines, it pushes anything that Clem can do into the mid game. So he's no longer able to get an advantage in the early game. We could call this even right now, but it's certainly not Clem is ahead, right? And if he were ahead, it would be like this tiny, tiny edge that's hard to even perceive. So yeah, I like that aspect of what Astrea has done here, because now Clem is more like, do you have to get a timing attack? You know, like, are you relying on just having a good amount of units in the mid game? Are you going to try to multitask? We'll see. All right, so the Adepts get caught out here. And you can see right now Clem's army count is peaking over Astrea's. This is a normal thing to see at this point in the game anyways. And I mean, it's somewhat significant, right? It's like 28 to 50 right now. But Astrea is doing exactly what you want to do as Protoss, right? Once again, this is just the moment. Like, Protoss has taken their third base. Their production hasn't fully kicked in. Terran production really has kicked in. Their add-ons are done. Their supply shoots up in comparison years. And they always have this, like, semi-strong moment in the mid-game. So this is what I was talking about as far as, like, a quote-unquote mid-game timing. Not that this is not some sort of fancy thing. This is a very normal thing we see out of Clem. But will he be able to get something done? Now he's dropping a small group of Marines over outside the third. He's going in with the auto turrets. He's just going to stay and fight that. I like it. Now here comes the stim into the third base and the attack. Okay, so the stim comes into the third. That gets his main army to walk down here. But what is the main army of Clem going to do? Okay, he's assaulting the Cybernetics core, assaulting a gateway. He's going to be able to get the core at least. 2 more medevacs flying out. Looks like mostly Marauders in there. Oh my god. A Red Raven. That is so annoying. And he's even going to unpower somewhat. Well, actually, I guess that didn't really unpower anything. Oh, God, he's going to drop onto the Robo. Oh, man. Just a little bit of multitasking there out of Clem, and Astrea having a hard time. Another drop up here into the main base. Now, Clem is getting pretty far ahead from this right now. This is getting rough, no doubt about it. Taking some damage. Worker count's still good for Astrea. Clem has his third base up and mining. All right, decent catch there. You know, it's still good economy for Astrea. He's still got some good tech. He's about to have his +1 in his charge, so that's good stuff as well. Unpowers his Prism. That's annoying. It's Prism speed. What I meant. Okay, a little bit of a flank comes in here. Ooh, the mines. Ooh, very good mines. Jesus, Clem's micro is very, very good. Just right on that setup. Double Robo being added now because he did lose the single Robo. So makes sense to add 2 to get back into it. And here's that 1 hit point Raven coming back in. That's brutal, man. Seriously. He almost had that thing killed. And now suddenly 5 probes and lost mining time due to it. And it lives to fight again another day. A few too many things have happened here to Astrea, I think, honestly. Oh my god, are you kidding me? I can't believe that lived through that. That is so sad. All right, so Clem right now, I like that. The little side depot just spotting any possible incoming attacks. You can't attack move because they attack into the depot. Very good thing to add into your own play if you're a ladder player. That's going to give you advanced warning and doesn't let Protoss just attack move zealots towards your third base. Very good stuff. Look at that. It even comes out to repair. It's so useful. Okay, so Astrea, let's look at what he's doing to come back right now. Because Clem definitely got an edge. He's taken a fourth base. He's focusing on disruptors right now. He does have a second forge. Okay. Didn't repower his support bay, which I think is kind of a funny thing. You don't need it powered, but he's still got the prism speed going. You know, the disruptors, I think, are a good call, because if you get a couple good hits, they really can turn things around. Well, they walk out in the middle of the map and die, so that's too bad. That's really too bad. That's not what we wanted to see. That wasn't the play. All right. Pops that Nexus right away. And, well, I think this game is getting very close over. Astrea still has playable supply, right? Oh, God. But the army quality, I feel like, is not high enough. He does get a little DT in for some harassment, which is kind of nice. That kind of slows Clem a little bit. But yeah, picks everything off. The Disruptor's literally dealing 0 damage so far. A little counter warping, gonna slow him down for a moment. Does pick that off. Yeah, it just feels like Clem is controlling his army so well. He's expanding everything on time. Obviously, we saw him lose 13 SCVs there. Not a big deal. He has 68 and he's maxed, so I don't think he really cares. Astrea, actually, that's kind of a funny new Nexus that he just put down there. I guess that's the area that he wants to zone. He does have 5 disruptors right now. So we still have that, you know, a disruptor in a dream. You know, the smartest thing M. Canning ever said. It's a funny comeback unit, right? Like, sometimes you just get a couple big hits and then suddenly the fight goes to you instead of your opponent. That's the first hit he actually got, and that's the second. So it hasn't been good enough yet. He's made like 10 disruptors and they haven't killed their weight yet, let alone getting extra value. There you go. There you go. Ooh. All right, GG. So Clem wins that first game. I think it was a great opener from Astrea. I think that he did some great things in there. And then Clem pulled him apart a little bit too much on the mid-game timing. We'll get into game number 2 shortly. I see someone in chat saying, I always feel like that extra supply lost in Gamble Disruptors is hardly worth it when it could have been some Immortals. So Immortals... you can like look at Immortals and be like, are they going to help you win this battle, right? When you get behind, I think Disruptors are always going to be better. Also, Disruptors can be fantastic zoning tools. There's like certain situations in which Disruptors are amazing and they don't even need to do damage. So like, and also here's another thing. Supply efficiency is something we don't really talk about in StarCraft 2 a lot, but we should. Supply efficiency, like, why are Banelings so good? They're half of a supply. They're the most supply efficient thing in fucking RTS. It's crazy. Like, the same reason why Infested Terrans were so good. You could make 8 with a 2 supply Infestor. They had to remove them from the game. It's 2 supply efficient. Disruptors are one of the most supply efficient units in the entire game. For 3 supply, you get something that can knock out 20 supply. It won't always, but it can. Anyways. Let's get into our next game. All right. All right. Sorry about that. Anyways, we're on Ancient Cistern. Bottom left, we have Clem. Top right, we have Astrea. Some of the other matches going on in the bracket right now, we have a lot of great matches. Trigger versus Gumiho, Vindictive versus Beyond, Disc versus Solar. Good stuff. This next round going to be pretty badass. Yeah, sorry, I was actually eating a piece of, my wife bought these caffeinated chocolates. So I was eating a caffeinated chocolate because I needed some caffeine. I'm a little bit tired today. I've just had a bit of a cold. I didn't sleep well last night. And I haven't been drinking coffee lately. I've been doing a lot better actually without coffee. So, but right now I was needing a little pick-me-up. So that's why I muted there and was shoving it in my face real quick. Anyways. We have the probe scouting down across the map. Yeah, I've switched over to tea very heavily. I've always liked tea, but been doing that instead of coffee. Anyways, back to StarCraft 2. Well, no, because there's a reactor being made. There's nothing to talk about. But next time have a banana, leave the cam on. Yes, sir. Will do. No, honestly, the caffeine I don't think does too much to me, or maybe that is what did it, but like coffee gave me too much heartburn, honestly. It was getting disturbing, and then I stopped drinking coffee and I stopped getting heartburn almost completely. So, it's a good change. Anyways. Heartburn is good for you then? No, I don't believe that's true. I do not believe that that is accurate. So, yeah, some heavy harassment with this probe. Twilight coming up right now for Astrea. We'll see if this is going to be a blink play, I would imagine, but he does have his own stuff he likes to try. And Double Reaper coming out here for Clem. I am interested in what this opener is actually going to end up being. Again, I liked what Astrea did game 1 because it dictated the early game, which I think is incredibly important against Clem. Now, the Double Reaper coming out maybe has a possibility to jump up and do a bit of counter damage. Oh, and he actually saw the Double Reaper as long as he was looking at it. Ooh, get some real damage there. Oh, look at that shade. Are you kidding me, man? That was sick. That was real good. That was real good. All right, so kind of an interesting move out here. His battery's about to finish, so he should be fine. Oh, that Hellion getting up, though. That is trouble. Oh, man. You know, I gotta say, it's a funny thing that we never really saw Hellions utilized early game against Protoss until TY versus Zest in GSL Finals. And I remember seeing it being like, why doesn't everyone do this? And then they did for a little bit, and then it kind of fell off, and nowadays you see it a little tiny bit, but not that much. But yeah, Hellions early game, man, for that little bit of harassment on the probes, they really takes a while to hit them. And then when was that? Zest versus TY? Was that was either 2015 or 2016. What a finals that one was. I have fond memories of that. Good times. Raven on the way here for Clem. Yeah, Stalkers have that bonus damage against armored, not against light. Okay, nice blink. Ooh, doesn't quite get it. Medevac going to fly out. Oops. Hit my mouse. Sorry about that. Alright, so some patrolling Stalkers trying to stop these drops. Clem hasn't done damage to Astrea, so a good opener from Astrea, we have to give it to him, right? He didn't get any damage done, but you can't just rely on getting damage done in the early game. That's like That's a form of weakness. And Astrea rejects weakness. Trust me. Charge on the way here. Getting up into that Colossus tech, getting a single Immortal as well. I like the Immortal mix-in. I am a big fan of Immortals in this matchup. The guy that was talking about why not just get Immortals. I am actually maybe one of the biggest fans of Immortals here. I think they are actually underutilized against Terran. Just such a solid unit. Even when they get EMP'd, it's still a very solid unit. Well, I mean, as solid as Protoss units can be after being EMP'd. Truly. So Sport Gate's going up. Clem right now. Oh, just repairing. Repairing his medevac. Colossus coming out. Third command center has been started there. Right in the smack dab middle of the main base. Those Terran production tabs get pretty insane. Are going to push these stalkers back. Clem coming out with this mid-game timing that we were talking about before. You can notice that the supply differential is not that big. Like, I mean, not that different from the last game, right? I was talking about this a lot in that last game, where, like, in the mid-game, you just always kind of peak up as Terran, right? And he's doing that here. You know, approximately 20 supply difference. But again, it's normal. No counter harassment from Astrea. Instead, he is just trying to kind of keep his zone back, utilizing some force fields there. Not a bad choice. Kind of funny. He didn't try to set a trap there, just puts his stalkers down. Warping in a photon cannon in his mineral line too, which, you know, will kill the mines, but the mines will get hits off as well. So, gonna go ahead, drop the mines out and rejoin the army. He does have at least double Raven here. Right? Or was it single Raven? Either way, he can disable. Looks like he backs up, doesn't want to disable yet. We might see it though, but it looks like we have about 3 force fields left. So, you know, that's the best thing to do here is utilize force. Oh my god, that blink forward was really bad. Surprised he did that one. And look at this, just stims right past. There is a little bit of zealot harassment going on. Oh boy. Actually, a very good hold from Astrea. Photon cannon plus a few stalkers there helping warped in. Gonna go ahead, boost by this cannon, go towards the natural with that mine drop. More cannons going up to try to stop something like this from happening. Throws one. Good pull. Oh, oh man. Has to be a heartbreaker. Well, still gets 5. Gonna get a few more too. All right, I'll go ahead and clear that out. 4th base is up here for Astrea. Hey, look at this. At the end of the day, like, it looked like Clem was doing a lot of things very well. And not that he wasn't, but Astrea blocked everything well enough. He's up in supply right now. He's got that additional base. Ooh, he's taking a bit of damage here and there. He's got some defensive cannons up, so the smaller drops aren't going to be as good. Bigger ones won't really care that much. Zealots checking this out. You go ahead, back up. Has that prism ready. Single Marine trying to take on the Empire himself. Disruptors being added in. Okay, we got ourselves like a real game right now. We got ourselves a gamer's game. This is what we wanted to see. Good Viking count here. All right, huge Zealot warp in here in the main base. Oh my god. Boost 2 medevacs up. Now, do you attack? I think when you see all this come up, you absolutely go for an attack. You have to push right now, right? He has 20 supply in his main base, and he goes for it. Let's see. All right, the Disruptor does not end up hitting some great EMPs. The Archons get destroyed very, very quickly. The Vikings going to do their job against Colossus after a while. Hallucinated Archon's actually doing a pretty good job tanking. And you know what? He's actually going to save a lot of his high-quality units. Like, he was always going to lose the Colossus in the first battle because of the Vikings. But he saves an Immortal, a Sentry, an Archon. That's awesome. Plus a decent group of Stalkers. Dude, that was... all right. Very good retreat. Very good retreat. You know, that's one place a lot of Protosses end up losing. Because, you know, a lot of the Protoss army is built around technicality. It's kind of the opposite of StarCraft 1 TVP. Where it's like if you lose your tanks, you're in trouble. As Protoss, if you lose your Robo units, you're in trouble. Right? Whereas Terran can kind of just make Marine Marauder very, very quickly. They can replace the same quality army very, very quickly. So, yeah, you really do need to kind of focus on keeping those units alive. Well, as I say that, just loses the Immortal immediately. Does get a decent Disruptor hit. The Zealot's doing some good harass here in the third base. I like the auto turret. Draws that Zealot aggro for a moment, at least. Looks like we had another decent Disruptor hit. We have 3 Robos right now, by the way, which is not that common a thing. I think it's actually a very good move. When you're getting 4 or 5 base, 3 Robo is nice. Disruptors are pretty cheap. They build pretty fast, so you can, like, really up your Robo count very... or, your, Robo unit count very, very quickly. Oh, God. I think it's time for Observer Speed. These mines actually have softened Zealots so many times so far. The Planetary, obviously not somewhere you really want to attack. When you have a good amount of Disruptors, though, you can actually attack. You just have to blow up the SCVs as they come to repair. Yeah, so hard to actually attack in with the Disruptor. Much better on the defense. Chasing things with the Disruptors or Storms, very, very difficult. But you know what? Right now, Astrea getting up to 6 bases now. All right, he goes for it. Yeah, that did not work, though, did it? Tries to utilize the Disruptors, which will somewhat cover a partial retreat. Oh, boy. Yeah, that went actually very, very poorly for Astrea. Even though that went very poorly for him, Zealot Harassment's doing a good job down here. Really threatens that command center for a moment. Plasma shields and +3 armor. Love to see it. Just such great upgrades coming out of Astrea. A lot of High Templars being added in. Dark Shrine coming up. Really kind of finishing his tech tree other than getting into Tempests. Which, right now, this game, I wouldn't go into Tempest, even though I love Tempest so much. I want any opportunity to tell Protosses that they need to go Tempest. Oh my god, those mines. Jesus. The mine hits on his Zealots are just so debilitating. Now, Clem, with this counterattack, lifts off as Astrea's attack comes in. Big recall back to home. Yeah, gonna force that back, but you know what? His 6th base did get canceled, and honestly, his army on the other side, it was a failed attack, by far. Wow. Speed Prism just gonna get out of there. Little warp into the main base. 2 DTs leading the way. Oh, he's gonna send them down in the natural, then attack with everything. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh, this is a great move from Astrea. This is a great move. And look at this. Warps in at the 3rd base as well. Holy crap. Very much damage going to be dealt. Astrea doing a fantastic job here. It will, of course, all get clean. Like, you're not going to kill them with this move. but it's really keeping Clem very busy. Astrea moving into the position that he wants. Probably all of his Zealots will get massively damaged here, though, because that's how it's been going. There you go. All right, tries to get on top of this planetary. He has so many disruptors, it is going to work. Just kind of zone things out as he retreats. Good. Finally going to kill a couple mines. Dude, I got to tell you, Astrea's put out an excellent game right now. This is actually an excellent game. Thank you, everyone, for joining me here. Hope that you're enjoying a little bit of StarCraft 2 casting going on here tonight. Clem going in for a counterattack. All right, stims in. Ooh, a lot of probes get caught. He's going to be able to erase that Nexus in just about record time. Counterattack onto the planetary, but he's actually having a hard time getting the surface area required. Plus, we got the quick repair. Plus, we got the Marauders coming in and the missile turret. Damn, that really failed that attack. The only time it's right to shoot out all your disrupting balls, but it still gets got. Very good targeting there from Clem. Triple disruptor. Oh my god! Oh, that was so sick. Finally, Clem's screen is not in the right location. Astrea is harassing absolutely everywhere right now. Clem has to go clean some of this up. Astrea is still very healthy on 5 base. Definitely wants to get that 6, though. Sitting here on 71 probes. He will eventually mine those bases out. Putting a ton of damage here onto this planet, or this floating orbital. That is a lot of disruptors right there. Nice EMP goes out. Oh, he gets some big hits there as well. Clem having a hard time actually targeting these down. Some nice zoning occurring. Oh, he even gets that one. Wow. Turning around just a little bit too quick there from Clem. Another warp in. GG is called. Damn, man. Pretty good game right there. Astrea fighting back. Tied up 1-1. It's a best of 3. Dude, Trigger 2-0'd Gumiho? What the fuck? Dude, that's some crazy stuff. These are crazy results right now. So it's going to be Trigger versus Beyond. Obviously, we're going to cast game number 3 of Astrea versus Clem, but that is super exciting there. I can't believe he 2-0'd Gumiho, man. That is so sick. That is so sick. I thought 100% it's Beyond Gumiho. And then the winner of this goes up against Solar, as expected. All right. Here we go, guys. Going into game number 3 between Astrea and Clem. By the way, if I just go silent and you're like, why isn't he casting? It's because I'm blowing my nose. I just have quite a stuffy nose tonight. See how this one goes. We're going to Babylon. In the bottom right, we have Clem. Top left, we got Astrea. Really putting out a high-quality game in that last game. You know, the early game was, like, pretty even, and then Clem moved out, and it felt like he was doing pretty good with his mid-game, you know, pressure that we see Terrans put on just about every single time. But, well blocked. Well blocked. All right. I wonder what Astrea is going to do this time, because with Clem, I mean, well, it looks like Hero will go factory first. I think it'll probably just be factory command center, and then maybe into like quick Widowmine drop, that type of thing, right? Like he wants to get some sort of tech out to get a little bit of harassment going. I like that. I feel like it fits his style pretty well. As far as Astrea, though, you know, he has a lot of different things he tries. Now, that little depot that Mapu just showed you, right? He just started it and then got the SCV off just to make sure that the probe can't actually come up to scout. So that adds a little bit of confusion. Okay, I saw a second depot start there. So I'm pretty sure he started a second depot then canceled it, but I don't know where that was. I could have sworn I saw the production tab like pop up to 2 depots for a second. So, yeah, the factory coming up, the Reaper coming up as well here for Clem. That's some good stuff. Our observer, of course, today is Mapu. Well, he's our observer every single day. Love working with the guy. Fantastic observer. Give him some love, guys. You can use command Mapu to find his stuff. And, of course, if you're watching, hit follow on my channel. You know, I'm a full-time streamer nowadays. Still love to cast some StarCraft too, so that's what we're doing here. All right, command center gets started. Dude, are you kidding me? Did he just do that? Did he just get in between? He got exactly out of vision. What the fuck? What the fuck? He got exactly out of the vision of the SCV and followed it in, then went to the side before the Reaper saw him. But Clem, for some reason, keeps his Reaper back and then catches it. That was, though, like, serious 007 stuff. That was insane. That was so well done. That was so well mapped out. God. He deserves to know everything that's in that main base. If I was him, I'd pause the game and be like, what the fuck? Why is your Hellion still here? I mean, not your Hellion, your Reaper. Whatever. Anyways. The 2 adepts coming in now, putting on some very good harassment, going to slow down this command center some. Look at this at home. He's got the Stalker for defense as well, picking off what he can. Look at this body blocking with the adept. You love to see it. And gets them both out. Damn. Astrea's the real MVP, man. That was some high quality harassment / pressure in the early game, guys. All right, Blink is coming up. Multiple Stalkers being warped in. As the Robo coming as well. Now, this is only 2 gate. And he just grabbed 2 more gas. Is he going to go, like, third base very, very quickly with a support bay? That's what it looks like to me. Right? Third Nexus support bay? There's, okay, support bay first. Okay, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, you're going to get those gases that quickly. So he's on 2 warp gate. Robo. Blink is about to finish. Support bay is on the way. Immortal. You don't say. So Immortal into Colossus, I'm guessing. Well, the Hellion gets in here and finds that probe getting ready for a third Nexus. A little bit annoying there for Astrea. can you do, though? Sentry comes out to chase it away. All right, it has to blink there because the lock on. Probably a good choice. A little pick off there. And Astrea just microing right now, picking off what he can on its way back. Dude, this is funny. Oh, dude, he just dunked on him. Oh, he just went around the corner and got him. That's not supposed to happen. Oh, my God. Good move from Clem. Really aware of what's going on with every unit he has on the map right now. Okay, now, he has the Immortal, which is really important. And the shield didn't get triggered yet. Okay, it's triggered. You got it. I feel like no one utilizes the shield to its full potential. A lot harder to now that it's automatic. But anyways, good setup here from Clem. One thing to mention, no medevacs, right? Starport is just now finishing. So these units, like, he's got to be careful with them. They can get whittled down for sure. No real sustain in this push. Backs up. This Nexus looks like it's probably just going to be killed off. His army can't quite stand up against that. And sadly, what he's making, this additional Immortal, against this army, not so good. Additional Immortal. This Colossus he's making, what I wanted to say was an additional Immortal might be a bit better, right? It's mostly Marauders and Siege Tanks. So, like, one Colossi will just get completely bopped. Now, getting a little scout off there with Hallucinated Phoenix. Keeps a few units in the center of the map. Looks like he recalled most of his army. Leaves 3 Stalkers behind. Probably here just to catch reinforcements. Just to slow reinforcements down. Because I think what he's going to try to do here is break it right before the next set of reinforcements comes. Right? So he's going to have a Colossus pop. These 3 Stalkers are going to slow this army slightly. And as this army's coming, he's going to have to come down the ramp and fight. Oh, he's not going to do it. Oh, shit. Okay, well, it's going to get worse now. He gets the reinforcements up there. Has the 3 Colossi. Gets on top of some of these. Colossi being picked off so quickly here. Yeah, pretty one-sided. Because he may have had a slightly better timing right before those got there. All right, good micro here. He is picking off a few units at least. This is 2 base versus 2 base still. I believe I actually do see a 3rd command center though for Clem, just to mention. Yeah, he does have. He's floating it to his 3rd base right now. The medevacs coming up are going to add a lot of sustain to this containing army. A little warping of Zealots out here. Zealots can do a good job at catching some of these reinforcements as well. The medevac, though, going to ruin that a little bit. Maybe as... Ooh, okay. He actually brings in Zealots from multiple sides. He's going to pop those tanks really quickly. Now it becomes very microable for him. The 1 tank left over does get picked off, blinks forward, tries to get another shot, another volley. Can't quite do it. Has to turn around the tall grass. His Colossus trailing a little bit too far behind. And now he's got to get that 3rd base up like yesterday. Because the 3rd base is now up for Clem, right? He's even got good saturation there. That's like full sat right now on the minerals. All right, blinking forward. Astrea getting very aggressive here. This is not what I thought. This is not what I was thinking about, but actually I kind of like it because he is a bit behind, right? His 3rd base was lost. It took him like 2 armies basically to get out of his base. But he might have a slight army quality advantage right at this second. He's certainly got this nice position on the high ground. I think his army's a little bit too small, but look at how many sentries he's warped in, right? This happens sometimes. Like, you're down in minerals, but you're also in this little choke, so this could be a good play to have those additional sentries in there. Maybe you can whittle down some additional units by throwing down force fields. The single DT drop. Utter failure, unfortunately. All right, pulls back that DT. A little bit of harassment. DT Blink is a little over halfway done here. It's an interesting one to buy as well. Like, I guess if you're going to go Dark Shrine, this is like a really reasonable way to do it. Like, I've always championed the DT Blink just because it's so cheap. It's 100-100, which is less than a DT. So, like, if you save one DT one time, it's been worth it. It's like, that's a valuable upgrade when you think about it, right? It just takes a long time to get. That's the big problem with it. It's a very long upgrade. Oh, very unfortunate. Gonna lose a Colossus for nothing right there. Gets that overcharge. Okay, comes down. Hey, not too bad of a hit. Not too bad of a hit on that disruptor. Gonna back up. Some force fields go down. Okay, okay. Whittling it a little bit. The 3 siege tanks are a big problem, though. Stims down into this third base. Oh, God. The probe's taking a bit of a beating. All right, another decent disruptor hit. His sentries seem to be pretty much out of energy at this point. The probes have to run from the third. Clem gonna chase him down. DT having a hard time there, man. It's +1 armor for Clem, by the way, which I did not realize until I watched that DT take 2 swings. I'm like, wait, what? But +1 armor. That's very interesting. Wait, does that affect that like that? I have to look at the numbers on that. Combat shields and +1 armor. I don't think so, but anyways. It looks like Clem is going to be able to clean this up. And he's going to be able to kill another Nexus for his trouble here as well. Not much chance here left for Astrea. He's got very few patches in his main and natural left over. He'd need, like, the best disruptor hits time and time again here to have any chance. GG is called. And Clem goes forward to play against Solar. Pretty sick. Pretty sick. Good stuff. That was a good series. That was a good series. Always enjoy watching Astrea.